Assalamualaikum. I'm Asim. Right now, I am a coach. I've been a coach for a while. I started coaching in 2010. I've been a part of Pakistan Tennis Federation since 2017. First as National Development Director, and then last year I was appointed the head coach for the NTC as well. That basically takes up most of my day. I love what I do. I don't think too many people get to say that. Okay, so yeah, I had quite a few injuries. Two that had nothing to do with tennis because I was in two different car accidents. So it was tough. The first one where I broke my arm, for some reason I just thought that I was going to get back, maybe because it was my left arm. Second time I got injured with my knee, that was tough because after a certain point, even after the surgery, the pain wasn't going away and I didn't know if I was going to play again. And when I got back, although I played reasonably well, I never got back to being number one, and I never played as well as I had before the surgery. But it was mentally very, very exhausting. The uncertainty and the frustration of not being able to do what you wanted to do. And the last injury I had was my elbow injury, which basically ended my playing days. And if I remember correctly, I think I tried for about a year to play with the pain, to get things sorted. Went to a couple of different doctors. I stopped because of two things. One, I just got fed up of playing and living with the pain, on and off the court. And secondly, because I was just, sick and tired of not being able to do something to the best of my ability. So it eventually wasn't a tough decision in the end to stop, but I think I prolonged that period too much. It was a natural, not even transition, I think progression. Because the funny thing is, when I quit, I was still working in a bank. And eventually, for non-tennis reasons, I left banking, and then I just got into it a bit more. And I loved it. I always liked reading and trying to know more things, even when I was a player. And the more I learned and the more I traveled, especially that 6-week stint in Spain for my level 3, it just showed me how little I knew. And so I'm glad I got into it. Still a long way to go in terms of how much I need to learn. And I think I would like a lot more players, when they hang up their boots, to go this way, especially through coach education. Just learn and get better, rather than just coach using their playing CVs. Because I know when I retired, when I look back at 2008, I think is the last year I played proper tennis. The amount of knowledge I have now and the amount of knowledge I had then in terms of coaching and developing someone, a huge difference. Lots of things. Number one, and I would say this to everyone out there, and especially the juniors, just try to be yourself. I was a loner, I was an introvert, and there were times when I felt I didn't fit into teams, and I tried hard to fit in, and it ended up not really happening. Also, I would tell myself to be more proactive and not wait for things. I think I waited for a lot of things when I was a player. One of the mistakes I made by not going to college when I had a pretty decent college scholarship offer was I felt if I got into the Pakistan team, I would get sponsorships and stuff. And I gave that up. I came back, I got into the team, nothing happened. And I kept waiting, and I didn't really try except for one or two times. And the same thing when I was quitting tennis. I just waited for my injury to get better. Wasted a year and a half. I could have actually come into coaching then. And also, I think one thing I tell my younger self would probably be, I probably should not have stopped going to school after my O levels. I had what I felt a very legitimate reason back then, that I was top 100 in the world and I wanted to play ITFs in juniors. But looking back, I don't think I should have. I think the route I should have taken, because I didn't have the money to travel a lot, I didn't really have a coaching setup, I didn't really have people to play with. So I should have, in hindsight, finished O levels, finished A levels, gone to college, and then done whatever I could have in tennis.